Are you tired of your partner waking you up all night for maybe frequent bathroom visits or who knows what? Well, stick around, folks. We found some awesome travel trailers with twin beds. Hey guys, Mike from RVBlogger here in front of the camera, and Susan's behind the camera. And before we begin our RV tours today, I just wanted to take a minute and thank our sponsor of this video, RV Mattress by Brooklyn Bedding. Now, we tour tons and tons of RVs, as you guys know, so who sees more RV mattresses than we do? Not many people. And one thing we notice in every RV is that the mattress that comes with many new RVs is not a great mattress. It's just like this one that's in our Class A RV. Usually they're a 4 or 5 inch foam mattress, not a very good quality, and they do fail over time, and you'll find yourself putting a mattress topper on there to make it feel better. I'm embarrassed to say we've waited 2 years till we replaced our mattress, but we finally did. And so why did we choose RV Mattress by Brooklyn Bedding? Well, for a number of reasons, the biggest of which is we know a lot of full-time RVers that have used RV Mattress by Brooklyn Bedding in their RV, and we hear awesome things all about them. First of all, they're comfortable. They make mattresses that fit your RV or van. They can make different sizes for many different size mattresses. As you know, they're not standard residential sizes that go in an RV or a van. Second of all, they have a 120-night sleep trial period. So if you don't like your mattress, they'll take care of that with you and get another one that suits you better. And it comes with a lifetime limited warranty, which gives me a lot of peace of mind. They also ship to wherever you are. We had our mattress shipped to a campground where we were camping. Just make sure they accept big packages, but they'll ship anywhere to where you are in the US for free. And their manufacturing facilities right in Arizona, so it's very easy and quick shipping period to send it on out to you. Now, we got a short king size mattress in our particular RV. We went with their signature hybrid mattress, which is their best-selling mattress. We figured we'd go with one that most people choose, and we've heard from people that have this mattress and they seem very happy with it. We also went with, they have a soft, medium, and firm choice. We chose the medium. Now, if you're interested in ordering an RV mattress for your RV, we suggest you head on over to rvmattress.com/RVblogger and use discount code RVblogger so you can save 30% on your new mattress. So here I am on our nice new mattress, and it is comfy. It's even got this nice pillow top here, which is super soft on top of the medium firmness, and it feels perfect. If you guys are interested in getting an RV mattress from Brooklyn Bedding, just go to rvmattress.com/RVblogger. And don't forget to use discount code RVblogger so you can save 30% on your new RV mattress. This travel trailer is the nuCamp Tab 360. It has an unloaded vehicle weight of 2,714 pounds, a cargo carry capacity of 1,049 pounds, for an overall gross vehicle weight rating of 3,763 pounds. The hitch weight is 376 pounds. It measures in at 16 feet, 8 inches long, and it can sleep up to 2 people. The gray tank capacity is 18 gallons. The black tank is just 5 gallons, but that's because it's a cassette toilet, and the freshwater tank holds 25 gallons. When you first walk into this RV, on the right-hand side is where the kitchen is located. The wet bath is straight ahead, and then we wrap on around into the living, dining, and sleeping area. Now, our first impression when we walked in here is that for a smaller camper, you really have everything that you need for an awesome weekend getaway or adventure. And nuCamp does such a great job with their fit, finish, and quality. You just can't go wrong with one of their products. Now, first thing you'll note is when you walk inside the door and then you close it behind you, you know, nuCamp does such an awesome job with these doors that they provide. There are a couple of pockets built into the doors. It's got a small window here, and it does have a blackout screen that you can use. Now, you may be wondering, like, where's my screen door? I'll show you that in a second. Down the bottom here, though, they have a trash can built in. And then you also have a fire extinguisher there as well. Sorry for that little interruption. We're at an RV show and it happens all the time. We do our best to edit that stuff out, but it is what it is. Now, the screen door in here is a really great feature. It's kind of a separate door that's built inside, so you can leave your main door open and then close your screen door here. The screen mesh on here is really small, so it keeps out the no-see-ums and stuff like that. So really nice sliding screen door. Just inside of there is where your kitchen begins here, and you'll notice up top you've got a little cabinet up here for some storage area. These do have the kinds of hinges that will hold the doors up when you open them, but I'm not sure why these hinges aren't working. Below that, we've got a decent sized refrigerator for a camper this small. I mean, there's plenty of room in here for your cold storage. And then up top here, you have a little separate freezer area. You could definitely get like a bag of ice in there and a few other frozen items as well. And then as we wrap on around, we have this beautiful window right over top of your cooktop area. There's a couple hooks here on the right-hand side. I don't know, you might throw some keys or some utensils up here on the wall. But check out this cooktop and sink combo. I've never seen anything like this before. Really a very cool setup. You've got a 2-burner propane stove here, and then you've got your little sink off to the side, which is really interesting. I've just never seen this. Let me know what you guys think about this cooktop and sink sort of all-in-one in the comments down below. We'd love to hear what you guys think about this as well. Then down below your cooktop, you've got all these drawers and cabinets for tons of additional storage. They even took this drawer and have a cutout in here so it fits around the sink trap when it goes in. But I do want to point out, all of these cabinets are made with plywood. Really nice construction, and the bottoms are very solid. You can bang on them and just hear how solid they are. There's all dovetail construction in here, and the drawer bottoms actually fit into grooves on all 4 sides of the drawer base or the drawer bottom, so they won't fall out on you. So really great job with all of that. Now over top of your cooktop area here, there's also a 12-volt receptacle, a couple of USB ports, and an electrical receptacle too. So if you want to put a toaster or coffee pot or whatever here, you can easily plug those things in. And there's also a couple of other hooks on the other side of the cooking area as well. Now, just inside the other side of the doorway is where all of your controls are located here, and you've got a touchpad also for more of your controls. And then we have a electrical outlet and USB and C ports here as well. You can use these very easily with your dinette. They're in a great location. And you have a little countertop here. So when you walk in, if you need to throw your phone and charge it somewhere, throw your keys here, you're great for all of that. And then you have this cabinet door here, and I would use this probably as a spice rack or, you know, keep something in there. I'm not really sure. Now behind that is where your dinette is located, and the dinette also converts into a bed, but we'll take a look at that in just a minute. Starting up top here, you've got this really nice large cabinet here, and there's a shelf that's in here that you can adjust the height of that to make your storage nice and easy. And then beside that, we've got an open storage area here. I might put a little cargo netting here, but you know, to keep things from falling out while you're driving down the road. But all in all, you got a decent amount of storage space up here. Underneath of that, we've got some like an LED strip light under the face of the cabinets that lights all this up for you. There's even a speaker here when you have your radio on. And then you have a really nice sized window here. Now the great thing about where the dinette is located is that it's on the camp side of this trailer. So when you're looking out your window, you're looking outside at your campsite where your picnic table and fire ring and all that stuff is located, rather than your dinette on the other side of the camper where you're looking at sewer hoses and stuff. Now the windows that are in here are tremendous. They're super high quality. They've got the blackout shades that pull up or your screens that pull down, and so just a super setup. The dinette itself is very comfortable. I mean, I can sit here and Susan could be across from me and we would be very comfortable enjoying a meal, playing cards, doing some trip planning, whatever we're doing, or even getting some work done in here. So very nice setup there. And then down below of this booth, there's storage on, you know, the walkway side, and there's also open storage from underneath the dinette table. So you've got a little bit of storage there as well. You can also lift the seat on the other bench to access the storage under there. There's also a receptacle located down here on this bench. And so if you needed to plug in your computer while you're working or recharge things, you can easily do that as well. Now the dinette here also does convert into a bed. So let's just take a quick look at how that would work. First of all, this back seat, you just pull it up and then it lays back down. You just want to make sure this little loop stays available because you're going to need to grab that later. And then you just adjust your cushions underneath of here. It's kind of a unique setup. They have this little leg that folds in like that. And then the table itself, you just click these two little tabs and the whole table lifts out. And then you just reinstall it down here. And then this lowers right down. You just readjust all your cushions. And then, you know, you grab some of the other cushions that are around. And then this becomes another dinette bed in here. And if you were to do this, let's see what we have size-wise. So you got about 79 inches. And then the width on it, I'm going to call it, 32. So pretty good amount of space for one person to be able to sleep here and be very, very comfortable. And then at the head of the bed here, you've got these little things that slide open. There's a little bit of storage space back in here. There's also a USB and C port here as well. So if you want to throw your phone here and let it charge overnight, or a tablet or whatever, you can do that. There's also some storage, and it's lighted up top here above the headboard. And then you've got this big window on the back here that opens up. Again, it's got your screen and your privacy shades. So it's just tremendous. You've got a window at the front where your kitchen sink and cooktop are, and this other big window on the back, and then nice windows on the sides. You can get plenty of ventilation and fresh air in here, no problem at all. Now, just underneath this nightstand, there is one drawer here that you can use, but these drawers are awesome in these campers. I mean, listen to how solid that is, and that's because the drawer bottom fits into a groove of the sides of the cabinet on all four sides. Most cabinets, they just staple them up from underneath, and then as you put things in there and you drive down the road and it bounces, the weight eventually just pulls the staples out, and then you're having to repair all the drawers in your RV, which is not uncommon. But these drawers are built very, very well. I'm very impressed with those. Now, the other side just has another bed, which is pretty much the same size as the dinette when you make it. So let's see what we have just to be sure. Of course, this is going to be 79 inches. And then the width on this, it's a little wider at the top than it is at the bottom. But the width here is, I'll call it 31, 32. At the bottom, you know, you're looking at about 29. So plenty of room. And if you want to go with a twin bed layout, then this is really perfect for you. Up top here, again, we've got a window over top, and then a speaker here. There's also reading lights on the back of both sides. I forgot to mention it on the other side, but there is a reading light back here, and you can turn that on and off right here. So if you want to lay in bed and read at night, you can certainly do that as well. And then you've got your open storage. Now this one has a little bit of a smaller storage compartment here, because next to that, and this is actually part of the kitchen, but this is where your microwave oven is located. Down below your microwave is where you would have your TV location, and this is just built on a swing arm. It's kind of wrapped up now because these, you know, we're at an RV show. I can't really pull it out, but you can pull it out off the wall and swing it so it'll go either direction. But with two people lying in bed, you know, you'll easily be able to watch TV, no problem at all. And then there's a little bit of storage right here underneath of the TV, and there's a little drawer here that pulls out as well. And then below that, another drawer down there too. Now here I am in the bathroom, and this is what's called a wet bath, and that just means that your entire bathroom is on the shower floor, right? So I'm standing on the shower floor, here's the drain, my toilet's in here. If I were to take a shower in here, everything's gonna get wet. And so the good side of a wet bath is that it does conserve a lot of space inside your RV. The downside is a couple things. One is everything gets wet when you take a shower in here. So after you're done taking a shower, you've got to dry off the toilet, you got to dry off the floor. Because if you want to come in here and just use the bathroom and everything's wet, then that is a problem. And the other is, if you're not parked really level, then you're going to get water in one corner of the shower floor, and you kind of have to, you know, scooch it over and get it to go down the drain so you can dry the floor. So a couple disadvantages to the wet bath, but you know, you have to try one first and see how you like it. Maybe go camping in a rental that has a wet bath and make sure you like it before you go and buy one. But other than that, It's got everything that you need in here. Now, one thing I really like is the sink design in here. They've got this neat looking sink behind the commode. Plenty of room to wash your hands and everything, but it also, like, this would be both your shower faucet, and this also becomes your shower wand. So when you're standing in here, you can easily take a shower, use the sink, however you want to do it. Behind me here is where your TP holder is located, and it's got a cover on it so it'll stay dry. And then you've got a mirror here. And then this is the Willy Wonka, you know, I don't know why, it just reminds me of Willy Wonka for some reason, but you can just turn this to block out the view or open it a little bit, and now you've got a view outside, or a little bit of light coming in is really what it is. Now the height in here, I don't even have to use my tape measure. I'm 5'11". There is that much space above my head. So if you are my height or 6 foot, you know, or taller than that, you're gonna have to scrunch down a bit in here to make it work for you. And then, like all wet baths, just about, if you go to pass the elbow test in here, there's just no way that's gonna happen. But I will say this wet bath does give you enough room here that at least I don't feel cramped when I'm on the toilet. And if I'm standing up taking a shower, I feel like I really do have enough room for that as well. Now here we are outside of this camper, and at the very front of the camper here, you've got this really nice heavy-duty storage compartment. You've got your propane on one side of it, but the whole rest of it is open up for storage, so you can really stow quite a few things away there, all your camping gear and whatnot. And then on the non-camp side of this trailer, this is where your cassette toilet is located. So the toilet inside has a cassette that you remove, and then you would carry that to maybe the bathhouse and just dump it out there and then put your cassette back in. Very, very easy setup. And there's also a outside shower port. So if you prefer to take your showers outside, or I don't know, your kids are with you and you need to hose them down, or your pet, you can easily do that as well. This travel trailer is the Dream Haven Gladiator Force. It has an unloaded vehicle weight of 3,873 pounds, a cargo carry capacity of 2,079 pounds for an overall gross vehicle weight rating of 5,952 pounds. The hitch weight is 337 pounds. The length is 20 feet 8 inches long, and it can sleep up to 2 people. The gray tank capacity is 20 gallons. The black tank holds 5 gallons, but that's because this has a cassette toilet. And the freshwater has 2 tanks at 20 gallons each. When you first walk into this RV, the kitchen area is located on your left-hand side. Then we pass the bathroom area, refrigerator, and we come into the dinette, living room, and bedroom. Now, our first impression when Susan and I walked into this trailer was that we thought it had everything that you really need for a great adventure weekend on the road. This camper is well thought out and well designed, and you'll see that as we make our way through the tour. Now, on my left-hand side here is where the kitchen area is located. Starting up top, you've got these beautiful wood tone cabinets up top, and then you have 3 different cabinets here with a removable shelf in the middle of them, so you can adjust the shelf up and down a little bit or remove them completely. Underneath of that, we have a nice range hood here. There's also a receptacle up top, and you can see we even have a coffee maker plugged in, so you can see how you might set up your kitchen. Now, we're using this camper for demonstration purposes at an RV show, so there's a lot of stuff inside of here that wouldn't normally be, but you can see your sink is a good size, and it's got this really nice gooseneck faucet with an integral sprayer overhead, so very nice setup there. Next to this, we've got 2-burner propane cooktop, and the lid closes down to create even more countertop space. I'm not sure, but one thing they could have done differently here is maybe do the burners front to back, just to give you a little bit more countertop space in here. But nonetheless, you've got everything that you really need. Now, below that, you've got all these kitchen drawers in here. Now, these are big size drawers. You can put away a lot of kitchen utensils. You've got some smaller drawers in the middle here for your utensils. And then finally on the right, underneath the sink, even more storage. Now, just beyond the kitchen area is the bathroom door, and this is a full mirror door, and we'll take a look at the bathroom at the end of the tour, but it's a great feature to have, so you can check yourself out in the morning before you head on out for your camping adventures. The refrigerator in here, again, is a very good size fridge. Nice big deep freezer up top, and then a good size fridge down below. Even comes with these gigantic cans of Australian beer. And but the great thing about this fridge is it is a 12-volt fridge, compressor style refrigerator. So it'll run off your battery when you're riding down the road, or when you're plugged in at a campground, it'll run off the battery there too, and plugging in your trailer will charge the battery. Another nice feature is with the compressor style refrigerators, they cool much faster than the old propane style refrigerators that we used to find in RVs. We don't see those anymore at all. Now, just across from the refrigerator is where you have a very large cabinet in here. There are 3 shelves in here that you can either leave in place or remove. And then down below that, you've got 4 more drawers, nice and big, very sturdy, you know, just good solid construction in here. And the hardware in here is terrific. I mean, it locks in place, and you just very simply, when you pull it, it unlatches. So it's just a really nice piece of hardware to have inside of these RVs. Now, just beyond the wardrobe cabinet is where the microwave is located. It's in a bit of an unusual spot. It's not up in the kitchen area, but nonetheless, you do have a microwave, and it's very convenient because it's kind of like where your dinette is. And so if you wanted to warm up a meal and then just sit down and eat it, it's all right here. The dinette in here is very simple. Just have one seat on one side and another seat on the other, and then this table just swings right on around. 2 people could very comfortably sit here and enjoy a meal, no problem at all. Now, this dinette will also, you can remove it and take the top and put it between the 2 beds back here. And so instead of having twin beds, you can actually push your mattresses together and just make one big bed back here. But as it sits, let's see what we have. As far as the measurement goes, we're looking at about 74 inches long and 30 inches wide. And so each of these beds is a great size mattress for any adult to be able to fit on. And if you squish them together, you would end up with what's called a short RV sized queen bed, 60 inches wide by 74 inches long. So that's a terrific feature as well. The TV is located just on this side of the dinette area. So if you're laying in bed before you go to sleep at night, or you're just lounging in here, TV's in a perfect position to be able to see. The beds in here also are very comfortable. You've got this nice platform in the middle, so if you need to throw some gear here, or you know, throw your phone on the table at night while you're sleeping, you can easily do that as well. The headboard itself is a very nice soft material, and then you've got a reading light on each corner up here. You can turn them off right at the location there, and then above we have 3 good sized cabinets with plenty of storage up there for all of your clothes as well. Now, on each side of this bedroom, there's a good sized window that opens up here. They come with bug screens and blackout shades. Above me here is a skylight that can open up, so you can get a lot of cross ventilation through here and be in really great shape. They also have a fan mounted above on each side over top of the dinette area, so you can blow those fans through here and get even more air circulation going. Now, above the one dinette where I was just sitting, there's even another cabinet up here for even more of your storage. Now, a couple of other features to point out in here are where some of the receptacles are located. There's one in each corner above where the dinette chairs are. So if you did need to plug in while you're working at your dinette, maybe plug in your computer or something like that while you're checking emails or whatever, you can easily do that. Now, this is a prototype model. It comes from Australia, and it is built for those back roads in Australia country. There's no wood in here at all, and it is built to last. When you're in Aussie land going on those back roads, man, you're bouncing all over the place. So these things are built to handle all those rugged conditions and last a long amount of time. Since this is also a prototype, we do want to mention that they are going to add some more receptacles and USB ports in the bed area, probably closer to the floor, just to make things more convenient and accessible for you. But another really smart feature is that they create what's called a positive pressure inside of the trailer. And what that means is when you're driving your trailer down the road, they do allow air to come in. It's filtered air. It goes through a filter, and that air that comes into the camper creates a positive pressure, and that pressure has to blow out of the camper somewhere. So there's a little vent up here where the air can vent out of here, but the positive pressure keeps dust from being able to come into your camper while you're driving it down a dusty dirt road. Really, really, truly genius idea. We've never seen this on any other camper before, but it figures it would be on them that come from Australia because they have a lot of dirt roads there. We took a tour in our Class A RV. We went down a dirt road for 5 miles on the way to a Harvest Host location, and our RV doesn't have this in it, and man, it was full of dust. It took us a long time. I think we're still cleaning dust out, and that was like a year ago. So really smart feature that you just won't find on the US built travel trailers. Now, another really nice feature that comes included with this trailer, and everything you've seen is included, they don't have options, it's just built the way it is, so it comes with everything, is this rear view camera. Now, they mounted it in the wall inside the trailer so that for demonstration purposes you can see what it would be like, and that's what it looks like out back of this trailer. This would mount inside of your truck, and that way while you're driving your truck down the road, you've got a rear view what's going on behind your travel trailer. Really nice feature to add on. Now here I am inside the bathroom here, and this is what's considered a wet bathroom, which just means that the toilet and the shower are all shared in the same room. They sit on the same floor. So when you take a shower, your toilet's going to get all wet too. Now the big advantage of a wet bath is that it saves a lot of space, right? It doesn't use much space, so you have more space outside to use for living in your trailer. The disadvantage is when you take a shower, now your commode's all wet and your floor's all wet, and if somebody wants to use the bathroom later, you kind of have to dry everything off. But they've added a really cool feature in here that I really love, and that is the shower curtain here that goes behind you, and it actually covers the toilet so that while you're taking a shower, at least the toilet doesn't get all wet. So I'm not a big fan of shower curtains, as you guys know, but I'm a big fan of this shower curtain because it's just in a smart location. Now up front here, we have a really nice shower set up. The shower the shower head can adjust up and down, so you can move it up as high as you'd like and get it to spray on you. Another great feature to have in a wet bath. Usually these things are just mounted on the wall and that's it, and they're never mounted high enough. This also has a detachable wand, so you can use that while you're taking a shower and make it nice and easy on yourself. There is a soap dish here, so you can use that for a bar of soap. There's a shelf behind me here where you could put your shampoo and conditioner and things like that. And then this unit does come with a corner sink, but this is a prototype unit right now, so they just have this corner shelf here, but it would normally have a corner sink here, which we think is a great feature as well. Now, as far as head height goes, let's take a look at what we have. You guys know I'm 5'11", but as far as head height in here goes, we have about, gosh, 6'3" of head height, and outside the shower, it's about 6'4" of headroom. So, you know, for you taller folks, this might be a good camper to consider for sure. Another really nice feature is a window here in the bathroom. I just like the way they did this. You can open the window. It's got a blackout shade if you want that. It's got a bug screen if the window's open, so great job there. And then behind here at the back of the shower, there is another cabinet that opens, and you can stow things away in there like extra toilet paper or toilet chemicals, whatever you need to throw in there. And we recommend Matt's Liquefied, by the way, if you're looking for a good toilet chemical. We've been using it for years. Matt's a great friend of ours, and we highly recommend you give it a try. I will put a link in the notes down below so you can check it out for yourself. Now, the bathroom door I already showed you earlier in the tour on the outside. It does have a full-length mirror on it, which is a really nice touch. And then finally, while I'm sitting here on the commode, I'm not going to pass the elbow test, but there's plenty of room inside this wet bath. Now here we are outside of this camper, and first of all, overhead it comes with this really nice awning that comes out. The awning is a great size. It's all manual, so you don't have to worry about it breaking or anything, and it will mount with the poles straight down on the ground, or you can pull the poles back, clip them right into the side of your camper here, and mount your awning that way if you prefer. Just depends on what the conditions are outside of your RV and how you may want to set that up. You've also got this nice door that just flips out, and it just creates another table outside for you to use. Just very, very convenient. Now inside we showed you the TV mounted by the dinette in there. Now you can pull that TV right off the wall mount and then use the same exact style of wall mount out here, set up your TV and be able to sit outside, watch TV, relax. There's also an electrical outlet here, and of course your cable outlet, so you can hook everything up for that and you're good to go. Catch a Ravens game on a Sunday or an Orioles game and you're good to go. Now up front is where we have a pass-through storage area, and this comes with this beautiful tray that pulls out. Really, really large, makes things nice and convenient to access. This can hold up to 40 pounds of weight. But it's a really nice feature and just makes life so much more easy. Also included with this camper is this Dometic cooler that comes with it. So in addition to the very large refrigerator and freezer inside, you can load this baby up with some beers and sodas, never have to go inside, and enjoy the party while you're outside. Another outstanding feature is it does come with the bike rack here. Never seen travel trailers that come with these standard before. And then it's got a nice light package up front here as well, so you can really light things up outside. Now this is meant for off-roading, and so the hitches that come on these trailers are fully articulated hitches, so you have a real off-road beast on your hands when you're traveling with this travel trailer. On this side of the front storage is where you've got a couple of 20-gallon propane tanks that come out. These come with it as well. And then this is the other side of the pass-through storage. Comes also with these galvanized floors in here so you can't scratch them up. Everything's done really, really well, very heavy duty. And then as we make our way along, right here is where you will access the cassette for your cassette toilet inside the bathroom. This travel trailer is the Airstream Tradewind model number 23 FBT. It has an MSRP starting at $121,500, but you should never pay that. The unloaded vehicle weight is 5,650 pounds. The cargo carry capacity is 650 pounds for an overall gross vehicle weight rating of 6,300 pounds. The hitch weight is 600 pounds. It measures in at 23 feet, 11 inches long, and it can sleep up to 4 people. The gray tank capacity is 37 gallons, the black tank is 17 gallons, and the freshwater tank holds 37 gallons. When you first walk into this travel trailer, on the left-hand side is where the full bathroom is located. Then we wrap on around through the kitchen and dinette area, and up front here is where your bedroom is located. Now, our first impression when we walked into this travel trailer is that it's really just a perfect camper for a couple. It can sleep 3 people, barely 4, but really for a couple of RVers, this is really a nice layout. We love the bedroom and how big it is, and we'll take a look at that in just a couple of minutes. But I love this orange color on the dinette. It just reminds me of when I was a kid. Like this orange color was in, and the avocado colors were in back then, and the gold color. But this orange is really cool. It reminds me of a couch that I think my neighbor had across the street when I was growing up. I just love this color. Anyway, the kitchen area in here is in line. This is what we call an inline kitchen because all of your kitchen appliances are in a line. It's a very, very efficient way to use the space up in here. So if we start up here from this side of the kitchen, you've got this cabinet door that opens here with some storage in there. But below that is the better story. You've got this really nice cabinet that pulls out. All of these shelves are adjustable, by the way. You can move them up or down to suit your needs, and you can store all kinds of good stuff in there. So very nicely done. Up top here, we have these very nice cabinet doors that open up, and there's plenty of plenty of storage space up here as well. It is open from one side to the other, except for in the middle where the hardware has to connect. But these are soft close cabinet doors, so you just do that and they close really nice and soft. There you go, can't beat it. Underneath of that, we have our range hood here with both a fan and a light on it, and then below that we have our 3-burner propane cooktop here. So for those of you folks that are really into cooking, it's nice to have 3 burners instead of 2. Then we do have a good amount of countertop space, and look at this. The electrical outlet is right where the countertop space is. So for your coffee maker or your toaster, boom, there you go. Everything is all set up. And then it's got a really nice size square kitchen sink, and then your faucet has a big gooseneck and an integral sprayer, so that'll pull down too and make washing your dishes so much easier. Below that, we have plenty of space underneath of the kitchen, plus you've got a couple of drawers in here for all of your kitchen utensils. And then as we move on along, we have our microwave convection oven underneath of the burners, and then down below, it's not really a pots and pans drawer. It only goes back about 7-8 inches, but you could store a few things in there as well. Now, just beyond the microwave and the stovetop is where the refrigerator is located. A decent sized fridge for a camper this size. And then down below, you've got your separate freezer area. I love having a separate freezer from the refrigerator. You can stow away ice, make ice trays in there, do whatever you need, but you've got plenty of freezer space. Now, just above your refrigerator, there is a cabinet door here. But for some reason, they didn't put the hardware on here that keeps the door open so you can reach things, you know, conveniently. This door will just shut on you, so you have to be careful of that. I'm surprised by that. I don't know why they made it that way. Right across from that is where the dinette is located, and the dinette just has the same kind of cabinets that we have above the kitchen sink and everything. You've got plenty of room inside of here. There's even an electrical outlet inside of here. And then, of course, you've got electrical receptacle, 12-volt ports, all that good stuff. So if you do need to plug anything in, you can run your cord up into here and then be able to plug it in. And then these are soft close cabinet doors too. Just a really nice feature. Again, in these Airstreams, the fit and finish is unbelievable. I know they're very expensive, but they do hold their values for a long time, and they're made really, really well. There's no wood floors in here anymore. Airstream stopped doing that about 3 or 4 years ago, and so you get a really, really great camper that's built extremely well. Now, the dinette itself in here, I mean, you could sit 2 people here. Susan and I could sit across from each other and play cards or whatever. You could get a 3rd person here in the middle seat, potentially. But again, I really feel like this is more of a couple's camper. Now, the dinette itself, though, it will drop down, and this can convert into a bed. And if you were to do that, your bed in here would end up being about 74 inches by about 38 inches wide. And so an average size adult, 1 kid or maybe 2 toddlers might be able to sleep on here. But it's going to be a tight fit, that's for sure. Now, underneath of the dinette benches, there is a drawer that will pull out so you can access the storage there. You can also remove the pillow from up top, and there's a little trap door there that you can pull up to access that storage. Also want to point out that there is an outlet underneath of the dinette booth, so if you needed to work on your computer and plug it in for a while, you could easily do that as well. And then on this end of the dinette, they have a little cubby here that you can store some things in there. You've got your control panel here, your main on and off switch. And then we have these nice big windows that open in the dinette area. Now, one problem you're going to have is that if you open this window, it's going to interfere with your door opening and closing. So you do need to be mindful of that and watch out for that. But this other window is, you know, they're both so big really that if you just open one, you're going to get plenty of airflow in here. Now, here we are all the way in the front of this travel trailer. This is Susan's favorite part of the travel trailer. She thought that this bedroom was just really, really laid out nicely, mostly because it's got windows all the way around. You've got this beautiful panoramic window in the front when the middle section does open up, so you can get a nice cross breeze in here. We also have both side windows open right now, so plenty of air and ventilation coming through here. And then there's also a max air fan up in the roof, so we have that on too, and that's helping to create even more airflow in here. So that's a very, very nice feature to have, especially if you like camping without the AC on, which we do for sure. but not everyone does. Let us know in the show notes down below if you like having your AC on all night, or if you just like to turn off the AC and enjoy the fresh air. We'd like to hear your thoughts on that. Now, the bedroom itself is laid out with twin beds back here, which again, for a couple that camps together, maybe they're a little older like we are, and you know, you get up in the middle of the night, you have to use the bathroom. This is perfect because you don't disrupt your partner while they're sleeping when you get out of bed. Now up top here, again, we've got a couple of cabinets that are here for your clothes storage, and these are the soft close type cabinets as well. Underneath of that, we've got these nice reading lights here, turn on and off, but they're directional, so you can move them around however you'd like. I'd probably shine mine over on Susan just to see what she's up to over there, and then she would kill me. In the center here, you've got your nightstand. There is an electrical outlet here, so if you do need to plug anything in, like a CPAP machine, your computer, your tablet, your phone, whatever, bam, you can plug it all in there and set everything on the nightstand overnight. The only thing I wish this had, and I would probably drill them in myself if I could, maybe not, is a cup holder or two. So if you bring a glass of water to bed or a Gatorade, you can put it in your cup holder without fear of it spilling over on you. As far as additional storage goes, there are a couple of storage cabinets underneath each bed, so you can open those up and you even gain more storage space there as well. And at this end of the bed, this is where the TV is located in here. And so we could lay in bed at night and watch TV very comfortably from both bunks. Now there's a little bit more storage to take note of in here. We have this really nice wardrobe cabinet on this side. It's got a bar on the top so you can hang all of your garments in there. And there's even a light inside the cabinet, which makes it nice and convenient for you. And then on this side is a very large wardrobe cabinet. It's got storage overhead, it's got a hanging bar from within, and then plenty of room down below that. So you could actually use this for some food and clothing storage if you wanted to, just depending on what you had going on and how much room you needed inside your camper. Let's take a look at the bathroom next. Now here we are in the bathroom, which is all the way in the back of this travel trailer, but it does run from side to side, so it's a very good sized bathroom back here. Now I'm standing in the shower just to get an idea of ceiling height, and I'm 5'11", and my head is just hitting the ceiling. I mean, I'm kind of banging my head on parts of the ceiling. So I would say if you're taller than 5'11", you're going to be crouching down a bit to take a shower in here, but that's just the way it goes. You know, the roofs in these Airstreams aren't flat all the way across. They sort of slope towards the front and slope towards the back, and so the ceiling height disappears the further you get towards the front or back of the camper. So that's just how it is. Now, a couple of features in here to note are there is a clothesline that will extend across here and connect to the other side. So let's say you've been out at the pool and now it's a rainy day and you can't leave your bathing suit outside to dry on the clothes rack out there. You just use your clothesline in here, hang your bathing suit up, and it can drip into your shower. It also has this detachable shower head, really good size, so you can move around in here and get a good shower. And let's just get some measurements in here real quick. I mean, we know the height is about 5'11", but let's get the width and the length. So in the front of the shower, you're looking at about 30 inches wide, which is one of the larger, wider showers that we've seen. And then it's about 38 inches wide the other way. So not a bad size shower at all. Even though the headspace is diminishing back here, you know, it still feels pretty comfortable. One other really nice feature to point out is that it does have a seat in here. So if you need to sit down while you're taking a shower, you can do that. Or if you need to put your leg up so you can shave your legs, you can easily do that as well. There's also a soap dish here for your shampoos, conditioners, and all those types of things. So all in all, pretty good shower setup. Now outside the shower area, we have this nice big window in the back of the camper, which really lets a lot of air flow through here. We're out here on a hot summer day shooting video, and there's no air conditioning in the unit, and so every window that can be open is open. You know, we go to no ends to make these tours for everybody, so there you go. Up top here, you've got this neat little mirror on the wall, and how's my hair look? Yeah, you know, pretty good today, not too bad. There's also a towel ring here, and then we have a good size vanity top here and sink. Plenty of room on the vanity top. I really like that a lot. And there's also an electrical outlet here, so if you need to plug in your shaver, your hair dryer, your curling iron, I don't know what else, bam, there you go. Underneath of your sink, This drawer opens and you've got plenty of storage under there. That also happens to be where your toilet paper holder is. And then on my right here, we have some closed storage up top and then a little bit of open storage down below. You have to be careful when you open these doors because your finger can get stuck in there and it would hurt. It just did. Anyway, that's about it for in the bathroom. As far as the elbow test goes in here, I'm not going to pass on my left-hand side, but I've got plenty of room on my right. Now here we are outside of this travel trailer, and there is some outside storage, which is always a plus. First of all, you have two side storage compartments, one on this side and one on the other side. They're both about the same size. And then you have a larger storage compartment up front here that's behind where your propane tanks go. I think this would be a bit of an issue trying to get things in and out of there because your propane tanks are in the way, but at least you do have that storage space. And then on the back bumper, it's a nifty little storage compartment that lifts up and you can keep your storage hose stowed away right in there. Hey guys, let us know which one of these travel trailers you like the most and why in the comments down below. We would love to read all your thoughts about these amazing travel trailers. And if you want to see even more travel trailers with twin beds, just click the box down below. And Susan and I will see you in the next video.